Hey everyone, it's author Maria Dismondy, and I'm just looking around. My neighbors are probably going to see me talking to myself on my phone and think I'm weird. But I wanted to share something with you. I am sitting here doing some reading. Typically what I do when I get magazines is I look through the magazine leisurely, and when I find an article I want to read, I pull it out if I don't have time at that moment to save for later. So an article that I've been wanting to read was a 3-step plan on how to say no, and I think it's really important to remember this as we enter a new school season, because what happens when school starts, whether you're a teacher or a parent, you start getting a lot of requests, then you start getting really busy and overwhelmed, and then you start to feel resentful and unhappy with your life, and it snowballs. So I really enjoyed this article. It was written by Jessie Scholl, and it was in Experience Life. It's a Lifetime Fitness magazine in May of 2017. So step 1 is to get clear. Think about your values and what is your life all about. So, for example, my values right now, I am trying to protect my children's social life, and I do not want to be driving around in the car all day long, taking them from activity to activity. I'm really trying to carve out time for my kids to be home and to be bored and to play and to create. So right now, one of my kids is bored, and she was like in tears. You can see her behind us. And what did she find to do? Yep, she's sitting over there. She's making furniture for her fairy house out of these little craft sticks because she was bored, right? So number 1 is get clear on your values, and then what you do is you go back to those values when you get asked for all of these different social events, and just be clear on what your value is and think about those social obligations and say yes or no. So one of the things that this author said, and I loved it, was treat saying no like saying thank you. You say thank you, and that's it. You don't say thank you. You like my shirt? Thank you. I got it at Target. It was only $5.99. You say thank you, and you're done. So that's how you should say no. You should say, no, I'm so sorry I can't make it. Or no, thank you. It's not going to work for me. Because what happens is people start to feel like they have to make up an excuse, and then they lie, and they get themselves into this entanglement. Not cool. I hate lying too. When I catch people even in a white lie, it's super annoying, and I'm like, come on, we're adults. You don't need to lie about it. So if you're just tuning in, I'm talking about an article I just read about how to say no. Step 1 is to get clear on your values and to really hold those values clear. Step 2 is to rehearse. So just kind of practice beforehand in your head. So we're going into the school season. You know people are going to be asking you to do things. Rehearse how you're going to say it. I have a couple examples here that I loved from the article. I'd love to, but I can't. Thank you for asking, but no. I like this one. I thought of this one myself. Thank you for thinking of me, but it's not going to work out. Here's another one from the article. I can see this is important to you, but I'm not able to. I don't want to disappoint you, but I have to say no. That doesn't work for me at this time. They're all pleasant responses. Remember, step 2 is to say no, rehearse your response, and you can say no without anything attached to it. No lies, no excuses. And finally, step 3 is to think about the yes in saying no. I thought this was awesome. So for example, let's say you said no to book club because you really didn't like the book, and you have 2 other social obligations in the evenings that week. And I personally, my husband and I, we have like this little family rule. We try not to be away 2 nights out of the week. We want to try to have dinner as a family 5 nights out of the 7 dinners. So if we start getting too busy, we start thinking about that. But so number 3 is to find the yes. So let's say you said no to book club, and you didn't really like the book, and you were really overwhelmed that week, so you didn't go. What was the yes in saying no? You had a quiet evening reading at home. Okay, so you were able to find some self-care for yourself instead of feeling overwhelmed and overbooked. So for those of you tuning in or just getting the video at the end, please rewind. This was an excellent article I just read in the Experience Life magazine from May 2017. Author Jessie Scholl, 3 steps on how to say no. 1 is to get clear in your values. Limit your social obligations. 2 is to rehearse how you're going to say it. It's okay to just say no. It's okay to just say no, right? If you grew up in the 80s, just say no. And then number 3 is to find the yes in saying no. So again, I'm one of those oddball parents. I feel social pressure to have my kids doing a lot of things, but we don't allow them. They get to do one activity, and if they have like 2 birthday parties in one day, no way. I'm not doing it. I'm not driving them to 2 birthday parties in one day. If it's their BFFs, we might make, we might figure that out. But, the other one is birthday parties. Those tend to overwhelm me. Like when kids get invited to birthday parties and I'm like, do you know that? Do you know your classmate's last name? Like, how good of a friend are they? No. I mean, are we going to go to every single birthday party? And do I want my weekends? I want my weekends to be like a healthy balance between my kids and our family. And I don't want it to be 4 birthday parties in one weekend. I don't think that's healthy for a family. So these are just things that I'm thinking about going into the school year because, busy is the new, what do they say it is? It's like the new trend. And I don't like busy because busy makes me feel overwhelmed and hurried and resentful. And I like balance. And so I always strive for balance. So rewind this video, guys. Comment below. Tell me how you find balance. How do you say no? Do you feel the same way I do? Do you feel the social pressures of having your kids to, involved in everything and having them say yes to all the birthday parties, and then all of a sudden you realize your family's weekends are hurried and very eventful but not so enjoyable? So comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Have a happy Sunday and good luck with the start of school. Bye, everyone.